And we are live, people. Welcome back to episode 8 of the Gold Star Podcast. Can you believe this episode 8 of the Gold Star
Look at
Podcast?
us. Hey,
How
can
many
you
is it?
believe this, Jamie?
25 now?
Can you believe this, Jamie? We've had 3 episodes this year.
The people doubted us, They said, we ain't going to make it past the pilot episode. It'll never be, it'll never stick around. Here we are, episode 8 in 2025. So, let's get we've got a lot to get into today. We have Stardom Path of Thunder coming up pretty soon, so we're going to get into that pay-per-view card. A lot of big title matches, and also the custody of Sayaka Kurara is on the line, so we'll be getting into that very soon. Of course, a little bit of a Marigold Korakuen review, big show there, lots of title matches, a new arrival in Marigold also, and we'll be getting a little bit into Momo Watanabe, jumping into AEW and big match set up with Mercedes Moné at Revolution. You will notice that Scott is absent. Don't worry. I know he was advertised. He will be joining us a little bit later into the show. He's running a bit late. So, when he gets here, you guys need to kick the shit out of him in the live chat, to be honest. But I do have...
Be nice to Scott. Be nice to Scott.
I do have the spectacular Six Star, as always, joining me. Six, how are you feeling today?
I woke up this morning, a blessed day, as all Fridays are, because it is Daima Friday, baby. I'm peeking on my mic. I should. It's Daima Fridays, and I'm not gonna go into spoilers out of respect for anyone who hasn't watched the newest episode. But Akira Toriyama. You have worked your miracles on me, and even in your passing, God bless and rest your soul, you have provided us with amazing television, with amazing content. I never doubted you, King. I never doubted you, not even once. You are the greatest mangaka to bless this earth, and you have given us magic once again. You have given us magic once again with episode 19 of Dragon Ball Daima. But don't want to take too much time away from the rest of the discussion. But I'm feeling great. He's done
it again from beyond the grave. This is, potentially talking about the GOAT. So there we go. But yeah, a lot of big shit to get into today. Six, like I say, Stardom. We're going to kick things off with Stardom. It's unfortunate that Scott isn't here to get into the Stardom discussion, but we may still be in the midst of that when he finally arrives. But yes, we have a big show coming up. Stardom Path of Thunder taking place on February 24th. It's going to be in Utsunomiya. And as a result, that means, Hanan, Hina, and Rina are all going to be front and center of the show. Big matches for all three. And of course, that aforementioned custody of Sayaka Kurara tag team match. So let's get right into it, shall we? Let me get this card up real quick. We're going to kick it off straight at the top. The match that I presume is main event in this show. It's going to be for the Wonder of Stardom Championship. Starlight Kid defending that title against Rina. Now, Rina, I'm a huge fan of Rina. Me and Scott have long considered Rina the best wrestler in hate. Sai Kamatani is clawing back. She's on a bit of a comeback, and I think it's time that we maybe reassess those rankings. But Rina, her reign as a future Stardom champion, main event a lot of those New Blood shows. I think it's sort of, you can see the progress in a game through that, because she's been allowed to have these main events. Working against a lot of inexperienced talent maybe, but she's really coming to her own as a performer. And I think this is very likely to be potentially a career best here if it lives up to the billing. Starlight Kid, of course, got that white belt now, and I'm expecting her to deliver in this big defense. But I think this one is all about Rina, really. So Six, how much are you looking forward to this one? And I don't imagine that you're going to be too optimistic for a Rina upset, but how are you feeling about this going in?
I am looking forward to this match quite a lot. Rina had like the best future of Stardom title reign of all time, second to none, truly. She, despite her young age, she's been wrestling for many years. She's a seasoned veteran at this point, and seeing her have her first major singles title bout to me is something that is indicative of a larger shift towards moving up some of these younger stars and placing them in positions of being the up and not moving them from being up and comers to being people placed within these title scenes, starting to put a new faith and focus on the younger wrestlers. And of course, also part of that specifically for Rena is that now she's older. She's someone who is able to now dedicate more of her time to professional wrestling and being moved away from being considered the future of Stardom to the present of Stardom. But besides the general philosophical and patterns and trends in Stardom and larger Joshi, to specifically speak about Rena. Oh my goodness! Rena is awesome! Are you kidding me? She's one of the most entertaining wrestlers to watch in the promotion. Like you said, she was like the best wrestler in Hate at its inception, and
Mhm.
can be argued she still is. I mean, I'm not going to argue it. That long live my Phoenix Queen, God bless. But I really do think that this is going to be a really really fun match, and it is also interesting to me to see that the first person having a title match with these new generation, these up and comers, is Starlight Kid, someone who for so long was considered an up and comer, was considered one of the next big things. Now currently heading a faction, now currently holding a major singles title in the promotion. This is going to be a really, I think, really really big deal for Starlight Kid, not just in her reign, but in as a wrestler, kind of acting as almost a gatekeeper for the younger generation into the main event of Stardom, into the contention for top titles in Stardom, into the conversation surrounding who should be a big promotional player. I mean, you see the kinds of people that now are like the young wrestlers that are kind of surrounding her now, and the shots that they're going to be given. So it's going to be really important to keep an eye on Rena's development and the way she's treated in the promotion following this match. The same way it's important to be paying attention to Big Kevin, uh Miu, as she is in the orbit of Starlight Kid holding the Artist of Stardom championships alongside her. So yeah, I'm really really looking forward to this match. I think this is going to be absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, absolutely agreed. I think it's I like the booking of this one in terms of this one topping, presumably topping the billing. Obviously, it's not one of the biggest Stardom pay per views of the year, but I think having Rena in this main event spot, um, she's earned this spot. Like I said, that run as future Stardom champion has prepared her for this main event moment, and I think she's gonna, absolutely shine. And also for Starlight Kid as well. Like I said, not one of the biggest Stardom pay per views of the year, but I think giving her this chance with that white belt atop the billing here is just going to build up what hopefully should be a tremendous reign for her, and about time, because she's been ready to kind of lead as that white belt champion for a while now. I'm glad she's finally got it, and hopefully this is going to be just one of many great white belt championships in her reign. So yeah, that's going to be main eventing Stardom Path of Thunder, but we've got a lot of other big matches coming up. Another title match next on the billing is Wingori defending those Goddesses of Stardom championships against Crazy Star, Mei Seira, Suzu Suzuki. Now, we talk about tag team wrestling. I know many would say last year was probably not a banner year for tag team wrestling, but while Stardom's tag team division last year, of course, there's a bunch of great tag teams there, but they messed around with those titles a little bit, and then no one fully was able to have a lengthy reign that could sort of grab the headlines as a tag team of the year contender. This year, I think we may be in for something slightly different because Wingori are the champions now, and if you're talking about big time defenses and matches that could steal any show, I think putting them against Mei Seira and Suzu Suzuki of Crazy Star is the perfect way to go because these are two of the premier tag teams the world over, irrespective of gender. This is the best of the best that you're going to see in tag team wrestling anywhere. So I'm very excited for this one. I'm hoping for a Wingori retention, and I believe we will see Wingori retain those titles. Although the form that Neo Genesis are on in terms of capturing gold at this rate is exceptional. And Suzu Suzuki, I think, it's about time that we add to that list of members with championship goals. So maybe a bit of a coin toss. I'm leaning towards Wingori, but 6-star, how are you feeling ahead of this one? And who have you got walking out with the tag belts?
Do you feel it in
Power
the
'em up.
air? Do you feel the energy in the room right now, Jamie? Do you feel it circulating through your
I
blood?
can feel it,
Can you
Six.
feel it inhaling into your lungs? Take a breath with me, Jamie. Take a breath with me, chat. We're talking Wing Gory, baby. We're talking about the best
Certainly are.
tag team in Joshi, baby.
Yes.
And I mean that. I'm saying it with my whole. Hello. I'm allowed to swear. We're 11 minutes in. Fucking chest, Jamie. I'm talking about some
I don't know how
real
this shit works anymore.
tag
I think we're all good.
team. Ooh, wrestling. Ooh, I just gotta give me a second.
Oh, hold on.
I'm talking about that real Jamie. Oh my goodness. You said
I'm gonna let
everything
you get
better
that
than
out.
I could have. You said it better than everything I could have said. Genuinely. What a match. Like we're talking four young, talking four, and a big theme in talking about Stardom recently and Joshi overall on the show has been talking about just the ability to give these young wrestlers a chance to run with the ball. And it's been paying back in dividends. And oh my goodness, talk about four women who deserve to be presented as big deals, presented to be wrestling for what I consider to be the most prestigious tag team titles in Joshi right now. This is wrestling. Like this is what it's all about. Crazy Star, first of all, one of my biggest highlights in Joshi wrestling last year was Crazy Star and the work that they were doing. Oh my goodness, talk about an amazing tag team. And what is there to say about Wing Gory that hasn't been said before 1,000 times, 1,000 different ways, in 1,000 different podcasts hosted by Scott E Wrestling? They're just an absolutely amazing tag team. I love Wing Gory so freaking much. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I'm looking forward to this match. I think that this is my most anticipated match for this pay-per-view, just because of how much I love both teams. Also, can we talk about that match graphic? Oh my goodness. Saya Ida absolutely just like face card doesn't decline. We're talking platinum. We're talking platinum. We're talking Amex, you know? This is the kind of face card that you wish you could have. This is the kind of listen, Saya Ida, I think, is one of the most underrated wrestlers in the industry. And seeing her with a major title, seeing her being presented as an immovable force and unstoppable object all at the same time, seeing her dominate, and I mean dominate this tag team division is been something I've enjoyed. And I'm going to continue to enjoy because I have Wing Gory walking out hashtag and still your goddess of Stardom champions, your goddesses of Stardom, if you will.
I think I'm with you, and that is what I hope happens because, you know, like you said, Wing Gory, one of my favorite tag teams the world over. Saya Ida, I'm glad you shone a bit of a light on Saya Ida because Saya Ida absolutely is one of the most underrated wrestlers the world over. When she came back from that injury, that lengthy spell on the sidelines, I was hopeful that they were gonna, you know, eventually get a title on her. It took a little bit of time, but they eventually put the New Blood tag gold on Wing Gory, and they had one hell of a reign across those New Blood shows, and now finally they have the Stardom tag titles proper. So hopefully, a lengthy reign for them too. And I think absolutely, I would agree on the sentiment that this is probably going to be the match of the night. Looking at it on paper, I think you put these four women in the ring, they're going to deliver.
Also,
absolutely. So
real quick, deserving of the love, Hanan. I'm sorry.
Oh yes,
forgot to mention the hometown hero, Hanan.
Yeah, it's a big theme of this show, the hometown heroes, and you know we're continuing this.
One of the sisters has to win a title match tonight, and it ain't gonna be Rena.
Oh yeah. Well, could it be Six? Could it be Hina? Because next up on the villain for the Future of Stardom Championship match, we have Miyu Amasaki defending that Future Stardom Championship against Hina. Hina, of course, out of the trio, is the one we've seen the least sort of development from, just purely out of like a time frame sort of situation. Like Hanan and Rena have been in and around Stardom for way longer. Hina obviously a little bit less regular, but when every time we do see Hina, the potential is certainly there, and I think if she can kind of continue to be more consistent on these shows, she's gonna, you're gonna see an upturn in her ring work, just as we've seen with the previous two. However, however, I do not think out of the three sisters that Hina will be walking away with championship gold here. I think Miyu Amasaki is the right pick to have as the future Stardom champion right now. I think she kind of, she's such a great part of Neo Genesis and kind of representing what that faction is for Stardom, which is like the new generation. So I think her, remaining as champion for the time being, whilst that faction is so dominant as they are, is the perfect way to go. But Six, maybe you see it slightly differently. Do you think Hina is walking out with gold here, and more importantly, how much are you looking forward to this one?
I like Hina. I do. I like you said, she hasn't shown as much improvement as her sisters, but again, that's due to the amount of time that she spent in and around Stardom, as opposed to an indictment on her ability or her progression. And I really look forward to seeing her continue to progress as she's working with, the current rookies and the other new gen wrestlers. But that being said, 2-belt Miyu is walking into the ring with 2 belts on her shoulders and walking out with 2 belts on her shoulders. Big Kevin is not dropping that belt anytime soon.
Oh yeah, I'm with you. And I would assume the live chat is also with us. I think Miyu Amasaki is keeping that belt, and hopefully both belts for the foreseeable future. I'm rocking with Miyu for the time being. So yeah, 2, 3. The 3 sisters top on this pay-per-view card. I like it. It's when you build these shows around the hometown heroes, I think the crowd are going to be loud for it, and I think we should get some pretty good matches. But there's more on this card that is to look forward to, and of course we've mentioned it here and there. We spoke about it last time out about the potential ramifications of this one. But Cosmic Angels, Tam Nakano and Sayaka Kurara taking on Hates, Saya Kamatani, and Natsuko Tora, who of course is stepping in as that partner for this one. And of course, the big implication here is if Cosmic Angels win, Saya Kamatani must grant Tam Nakano whatever she wishes. And many are assuming that it's going to be another red belt title match. However, on the flip side of that, if Hate come out victorious in this one, Sayaka Kurara must join Hate. She must go to the dark side, Six. And I can say that Six is deep in meditation, potentially prayer. Because there's the alarming prospect that the Young Angels could be split up here, and I'm gonna let Six cook because I know that this one is a worrying prospect. Six, how are we feeling? Are we confident that the Angels are going to get the job done here?
Jamie, we're not flinching. We're not flinching, baby. We are walking in. We're walking in that ring hand in hand. And we're walking out of that ring hand in hand because the Young Angels will not be separated. Tam Nakano will not allow her Young Angel to fall from the grace of the cosmic heavens. I tell you, Jamie, through the power of love and friendship and family, Tam Nakano and Sayaka Kurara will prevail. Sayaka has been on a losing streak, I tell you. She has been struggling, and it has been building and building and building week in, week out through little whisperings from Saya, from little moments of losing her own faith, through this constant feeling that she's been letting down not just Tam Nakano, but not just Aya Sakura, but letting down Kozuin as a whole. The pain that she's been feeling, that she's been struggling with, it is all that she could build and build and build that strength. Build and build and build that confidence and build and build and build that ability so that she may persevere. I tell you, persevere through the pain, persevere through the fire, through the iron, through the lightning, persevere through the hate, I tell you, and show everybody just what Kozuin is about with the spear. 1, 2, 3.
We think Sayaka Kurara's getting. Not only is she staying with the Angels, but she's getting the pin in this one. I'm rocking with it. I'm rocking with it. She hits that spear. Could all be over. how, I threw out a couple of theories last time we were on the podcast. One of them's obviously gone out the window. I mentioned Momo Watanabe being the partner. That's not the case. My other theory was that Aya Sakura was going to somehow end up being the one to join Hate in the long term. So jury's still out on whether that plays into things. But I think I am with you, Six, in hoping and believing that Sayaka Kurara will remain with Cosmic Angels coming out of this one. I think Natsuko Tora being the pick for this, I think, is potentially a bit of a telling sign that maybe even Sayaka Kurara could get the pin, or moreover, just Cosmic Angels are going to win this one. But maybe we could be wrong. I know Six Stars is hoping that that is not the case, but Sayaka Kurara in Hate is a looming prospect. So we must give this a bit of thought. And obviously, when Saya Kamatani went heel, not a lot of people were digging it, but now fortunes have turned around. So as much as we do love the Young Angels, I'm not going to be too hasty in any sort of slander.
And
if
I was actually gonna, and I hate to cut you off, I was gonna say the same thing after you finish up this point, that like I have been wrong about Joshi wrestlers turning heel.
Yeah.
And that isn't to say that I think and or want Sayaka to leave Kozuin and join Hate, but rather I do think that it is either option of staying in Kozuin or her being moved to Hate are a good career choice, a good path for her in her development.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, Kozuin is taking it home.
We're still rocking. We're still rocking with the Angels, but yeah, for sure. I mean, we're going to get into another example when we get to a bit of Marigold chat. If they go with it in the right sort of direction, then you can absolutely, as much as some of these wrestlers may appear to be perfect in that role as a babyface, which Sayaka Kurara absolutely is. I'm willing to give people a chance. We've never seen her attempt a heel persona, so maybe she's even better in that role. So we'll see how it all pans out. But I think we're rocking with the Angels. We'll get Scott's thoughts on that one when he eventually joins us. That's a big one to look out for on this card. We'll fly through the undercard. There's a few other big matches to look at, but a lot of multi-woman matches to get through. We have another tag team match: God's Eye, Shuri, and Kyoka Katatsu taking on another Hate partnership in Konami and, as you said, Inaba. And I think this one, on paper, barring a lot of Hate shenanigans, should be a pretty good time. Obviously, Shuri, we've sung Shuri's praises enough on this. Well, actually, not. I take that back. It's not enough. It's never enough. But we've sung Shuri's praises a lot on the show, particularly with the surrealism announcement that we're all very much waiting for that match. But she's absolutely one of the best wrestlers in the world, and don't let any sort of booking mismanagement make you forget it. And I really like the pairing with Kyoka Katatsu. I think she's a good prospect, and under Shuri's watch, I think could develop into a big player for Stardom. And then, of course, Konami back in there with Shuri is always going to be an interesting one. The history between those two, and alongside Azusa Inaba, we've got Tomoko Inaba, a member of God's Eye, so interesting family dynamics also in this one. Who do you have winning this one, Six? And moreover, are you looking forward to this one as much as I am?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I'm looking forward to this. I personally got any team that has Shuri on it winning in every single instance and occasion and opportunity. I just think that is the safe. Not only is that the safe bet, it's the correct choice, because why would you ever doubt Shuri? But yeah, no, I personally have Shuri winning. I'm excited for these Shuri and Inaba minutes.
Oh yeah.
I'm excited for these Shuri Inaba minutes.
That's
let me just jot that down. You know what I'm saying? Let me. Ooh.
Yeah, we gotta circle that one. We're gonna be locked in for those Shuri Inaba minutes. So yeah, and another great tag team match on that billing. We also have flight through a couple more of these. We have Stars comprised of Hazuki Koguma and Momo Kogo taking on the EXV trio of Maika, Hanako, and Rian, taking on the Hate trio, more Hate on this card: Momo Watanabe, Tekla, and Ruaka. Standard sort of throwing everyone into the mix here. But you've got a lot of incredible wrestlers amongst. I love the Stars trio. Any trio that also features FWC in there with anyone. You can put anyone in that third spot.
Shout out.
And it's going to be good shit. Momo Kogo, I'm a big fan. So yeah, I would like to see Stars pick up the win here, but it could really go any sort of way amongst this. Who have you got taking this 1-6?
I feel like Hate has to win something tonight on this night. So this is probably where Hate would take a victory. That being said, it has Tekla.
Oh,
so
brother.
So I'm personally rooting for Stars, and I always do, by the way. And also there's another faction in this match, I guess.
Yeah, I mean,
was that a Novi chat you just put up on the screen? I was distracted
let me pull that back up. Novi's in the building.
Shout out Novi. Hey, big Novi. It's Noviac on Twitter. Or Novi. Is that no? I think it's. I don't know. I actually don't know what the Twitter handle is. I should not say that. I know that's Novi's YouTube at, like the little. It's Novi,
one
the
of the
channel at.
One of the hardest working podcasters in the game.
Oh my goodness! Let's talk. Can we talk about that for a second? What a worker!
What Wrestler of the Year candidate?
No. This is Wrestler of the Year. The Wrestler of the Year run that Novi is on is crazy.
Crazy.
Oh my goodness! 2 shows this week, 3, maybe possibly 3 shows this week. I don't know what Novi's up to. All I know is that they that he did the Dynamite review and preview this past week. And hey, everyone, listen up. On the Novi YouTube channel, and you can go to the channel right now if you're in the chat, you can see Novi commenting. And if you're not, it's just you can see it right down here in the corner. It's Novi on YouTube. This Saturday, Novi's dropping a new YouTube video, and we all need to be tapped in. Because Novi's been making some great content for many, many months. Super underrated. Should be on everybody's radar. This is the up-and-comer. This is the Wrestler of the Year. This is an individual. Who is working harder than anyone else in the industry, who is providing not just passable, not just entertaining, but absolutely phenomenal content week in, week out. Shout out to Uncle Al. Yeah.
Novi adding Wrestle Purist bookings into their schedule. I would liken that to when Cerie started taking those Marigold bookings, and
my goodness,
increased.
Absolutely.
She worked that Grand Prix, and all of a sudden, everyone else was blowing out the water. So Novi on Wrestle Purist is dangerous for everyone else in the game, and we got Novi again. Can't be Wrestler of the Year until I go past that.
Hey, we're putting some calls in. We're putting some calls in.
Doors open. Listen, we open the floodgates, having Murph on. The guest spots are now open.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Sorry, I hate to interrupt. Where's our background?
The background.
Our stream background is not appearing on my screen.
I have it.
My fault, you guys. That's just my screen.
If we don't have the stream background, let me know in the live chat. But it's working for me. So
no, I just looked at the YouTube video. It's up there. I don't know why.
Okay,
why
good.
Anyways, shout out Novi. Always welcome on the Gold Star podcast.
Yes, stay tuned. We will make that happen at some point this year.
We're putting some calls in. We're
gonna do the thing. But speaking of joining us on the Gold Star podcast, I don't know what time.
May I?
Take it away.
All righty, everybody in the building. We have got to prepare ourselves. I hope you are ready for the single most important person in the Joshi content creation scene. We're talking about we're speaking of hard workers. We're talking about the hardest working individual in wrestling journalism and media today. We're talking about the man who is not only beloved by the people of the Gold Star, beloved by the people of the Joshi loving internet, but beloved by the Joshi wrestlers themselves. I'm talking about the man who has written more words about Joshi than many people have spoken words in their lifetimes. I'm talking about the greatest thing to happen to Boston, to Massachusetts since John Cena. I'm talking about the publicist of the Sun God Sari. I'm talking about the stupendous Scott E. Wrestling.
He's only 13 minutes late.
I have sun in my eyes. This is terrible, but I appreciate the welcome. Hello. This is pretty bad.
How you doing, Scott?
This is a real show that's live currently, and I can't believe 6 Star just did all that, but I appreciate it.
It's one hell of an intro. But,
Hey, Gold Star chat. Acknowledge him.
Acknowledge.
Now you're cooking. I appreciate that.
It's good to finally have you join us, Scott. We've already gotten through the bulk of this Stardom card, but I was been through and get a few of your thoughts on some of the big matches that we've already spun by. But first of all, how are you feeling on this fine Friday?
I've been sick all week, and before that, I had chest pains the week before. So I'm feeling great. I'm top of the world.
It's Shade Scott as Harker.
Yeah, Shade Scott's mostly because the sun is legitimately in my eyes. It's terrible. If I move back anymore, it's just bad. But yeah, I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be late as usual. I think this is my second time being late to the show in history. I finally cleared my suspension. It was 30 minutes late into the show. I was suspended last time. There's a whole thing. Don't listen to Jamie, folks. He sent you down a wrong path, and then you get suspended.
I ain't say nothing.
It's a little suspect. It's a little suspect, you know. Like I don't know, man. But I'm happy to be here. I have no idea what we're talking about because I didn't know we were doing a show today until about 1:30 my time, which is, to be fair, 30 minutes before the show. So things to think about.
So let me run you by the matches we've already been over, but we'll sort of fly through these, get your quick thoughts.
Yeah. I did dive into the chat a little when I was running.
Resource. So you're already a little bit familiar.
I was trying to clear the suspension at that time. I was literally taking the test.
Going on, back and forth, backstage. Yeah. It was a bit of a mad rush, but we got it in the end. So
Jamie runs a tough place around here, guys.
You don't want to end up in what is it? What do we call it? Was it Rostanamoe Bay or something? You don't want to end up there. It's a scary place to be. You know what I mean? I'm running a strict operation. But anyway, top of the bill in here, Scott. Starlight Kid and Rena. We've already broke down this one a little bit, but how excited are you for this one? Rena getting that big main event spot?
So fun fact, I mistakenly got really emotional talking about this match the other day when I previewed it for my own show. So I'm going to do it again for you all. The reminder that this is Rena's first Wonder Stardom title match does not escape me. And the reminder that who she's going to be doing this for does not escape me either. She will be doing this match for Hana Kimura. She said as much. She wants to win the title for Hana Kimura. When she goes for the Tiger Lily in this match, tears will be going down my eyes. And I will give this match so many stars just because of that one move alone. In all seriousness, besides that, I do think that Rena is ready for this spot. I think that's something that, if I am to give credit to the new regime for anything, it's getting Rena ready so quickly within a year, right? Kind of giving her everything and seeing where if she can sink or swim. Right, it's a method that has treated Stardom well throughout its legacy, really, and it only fits that. Now we get to see it with Rena, who I think is going to just be an absolute star. So I'm really looking forward to that match. Obviously, Starlight Kid's winning, as she should. But fun fact: if Starlight Kid and Rena have a good match, it already beats Natsupoi's reign as champion. So. That's not a slight at Natsupoi. Listen, Natsupoi.
You know what? Despite the fact that you could have worded that way better,
I could have.
As to not disrespect me, your good friend, by the way, a great friend, even who has stood by you through so much.
I didn't.
But more importantly than that, You could have phrased it in a way to not disrespect Natsupoi, by the way.
I know.
But
That's
I'm
bad.
gonna look past that. And I'm going to accept your apology before you make it and say,
Sorry.
there we go. And say, I agree. Only because Natsupoi at Tekla for so much. For everyone who's talking about, hey, listen, everyone's been trying. Listen, and I give Taro his 10s. I give Taro his 10s. I give Taro his 10s when he deserves them. Taro, God, I will never fucking forgive you for what you did to the white belt reign that I have been pushing for. I was going 3 years with people saying to me that I was too hopeful, that I was too optimistic, that I was being ignorant, that I was being a fool, and you did that. You made her feud with Tekla and Clark Connors. Shout out the Hazuki match though.
What the? That was terrible.
That was awesome.
The match was great. What Jamie just did to me was terrible. I don't know if you. I think 6 Star was blacked out when 6 Star was doing all that. Don't ever do that again. That was terrifying.
What happened?
Holy.
I was
right,
focused on
again.
Listen, I had to throw the jump scare in there. You know, I know I agree with every point 6 Star just made, but I was getting a little bit frightened on Taro's behalf. You know, we were getting
What did you do?
Verbal assault. It was getting a bit spooky.
I don't think Jamie was going to do it again until. Like,
what did you do? No, what did you do?
You gotta watch it back. That's for the, you know.
I'm going in the VOD right now. I'm going into the VOD right now. You can't.
The Easter egg for the people who caught it. You know, that's it. We move onwards.
I provide amazing content for you, and you want to disrespect me like this?
It wasn't disrespect. It was a jump scare.
Disrespect. There's no disrespect. We respect.
It was to hurt me.
I absolutely respect the sentiment.
I trust it.
On destroying that white belt reign.
Anyways,
but yes, I would.
Scott, amazing points that you said. By the way, I think that you better than Jamie and I were able to verbalize and put into context just how important and emotional this match is going to be, and what will be shown.
That's why they
what will be demonstrated. Hey, you came in with the sunglasses, and I was like, okay, Scott's here to work a little side headlock takeover, get a little tag in, get the big spot. I said, no, you came in here to work. You're running the ropes. You're taking some bumps on your back.
As I said to Jamie, much like the Rock,
shades like Naito's t-shirts. Is that is that the assumption that we made? He had the shades on. It was, he's gonna half-ass it,
No, I think that's just
I
think that's just a reference to that was just a little reference to Joe Holbert, who's currently counter programming us, by the way. Friday afternoon wars. Friday afternoon wars.
I have to put a word with Recipes HR, which might be me. I'm not sure.
I thought
what role
no, you're not HR. You're on the executive. You're on the board of directors.
On the board. Listen, I do a lot of shit, So it might be me who does HR, but I'll be putting a report in. Joe Holbert, he's on the talent roster and he's counter programming my show. It's not good. It's not good, people.
It's not good for business.
It's not good for business. Listen, we plan these things out. We can all have a great show with lots of live views, but no, we have to go head to head.
I don't think we've ever planned this podcast ahead of time, to be fair.
No.
Mind you, and this is a little behind the scenes. Let me pull back the curtain a little bit. When we were talking about possibly doing a show this week, Jamie's like, Jamie is like, what would we even do? What do we even do? I mentioned what we would do, by the way. I talked about the Stardom show preview. I talked about reviewing Marigold. Listen.
I'm cooked. The people know.
I talked about the Sendai 216 show that got released this week.
To be fair, I did tell Jamie last week we should do a show this week, and I forgot. So
yeah, well,
we're a good working team here.
we know who's the Gold Star Brand's worker of the year.
We're all here. We're all happy. We're talking about Stardom. We're having a good time. Who cares how we got here?
I'm having a wonderful time.
Who cares how we got here? We're here.
I care.
I've been here for 10
Hey, give me my
minutes.
10s. I may be 6, but give me my damn 10s.
Listen, okay, I'll hold my hands up. I'm not the best at planning this shit, but however, we are here, and we must.
Do we have any super chats? Do we have any? Everyone send in
we-
super chats, by the
We
way.
have one.
Everyone send in
We have
super
one
chat.
super chat.
Oh,
We have one.
I
Super
like
chat.
the idea.
Can I
the
re- can I
answer
read
was
it?
simply
Can
no.
I read it? Can I read it?
I'll let you take it away.
All right, everybody. From the final boss, I thought they said the final Ross for a second. From the final boss, he's back to save Triple H's ass again. If you smell,
Is he done? Is Nick Start done? Can I put the headphones back on?
You put it back on. Put it back. My God.
I might have
So
peeked. I
loud
might have
in my
peeked.
ear.
I
Before the
might have peeked it there.
actual Dwayne had joined us for a moment, I was.
Thank you for the
I
super
might have
chat.
peeked it there. I might have
Yes,
peeked it there for a second.
we appreciate
Everyone
that
send in more
final
super
boss,
chats. Send in more super chats.
£1.99. Super chats, we appreciate. Of course, we know that
We'll have someone else
niche
read it
over
next
here
time.
than the usual
Anyways,
recipe of shows.
yo,
The
fuck
super-
Triple H. Fuck Triple H. Awful
Aye.
booker. Racist. Misogynistic. Ugly.
Anything else? Yeah. He's,
Hey, what did the looks
Okay.
have to do with that?
he's
Hey, I never said ugly looks. He's ugly in here, in the
Oh,
heart.
okay.
oh, I
Alright.
thought it-
Sometimes you gotta specify.
right. Well,
Sorry for
regardless-
picking, by the way. I'm sorry for picking everyone. I
What
shouldn't
show
even-
is
I
this?
shouldn't
What
even-
are we sure we have an actual
Bald.
lineup here? All right, then.
But
Hey.
we thank you for the final boss for the super chat. Like I said, if that, giving us a super chat, you'd be so generous. It's the easiest way to know that we're going to answer any questions that you've got. If you pay money for this show, we will answer whatever you ask. No matter how ridiculous it is. If you can make any sort of outlandish statement, if you pay, we will put it on the screen. So bear that in mind as we move forward. Well, thank you, the final boss.
We need to kick
I feel it
6-star
might not
off
be the
if
last
6-star
time.
will give us a super chat, and then come back, just so I can read it.
This this is not going to be the last time we talk about the final boss on this show. Let me just say. So wait.
Hey. Put that super chat back up. Put that super chat back up. Put that super chat back up.
Oh shit.
Philip Soft Drink Brooks. You're never getting your WrestleMania main event. You're never getting your main event. The Rock is taking it from you again. 13 damn years later, son. You can cry. You can cope. You can seethe.
I believe Cope is main eventing a different pay per view.
Never main eventing a
I knew
major
6-star
show
was one of the
under my watch. While I'm alive, while I'm still breathing, I will see to it that you, Philip Soft Drink Brooks, Mr.
Wake me up when
nothing
6-star's
punk.
done.
Okay, rude.
It's kicking
As
off.
I was saying, never, ever, ever main eventing WrestleMania. Nope, never. And he's bad. Anyways,
Yeah.
I'm done, Scotty.
Right, Scott, you can rejoin. The promo is over, But yeah, CM Punk. It's not,
I'm trying to bring. I'm just trying to bring.
So
content to this.
Scotty, I have a question for you. What do you think about Wingori versus Crazy Star?
It's gonna be the match of the night. One of the best tag matches of the year. Better than anything. Never mind. Won't say it.
Okay,
I'm not starting 6-star again. I'm not doing it again.
okay.
Yeah,
Better than
okay.
any tag I've seen this year, probably.
okay, yeah, and I'll agree with you on that.
Yeah, I haven't. Worth noting, I haven't went beyond I think a 4 1/4 for a tag match yet this year. So there's room here. There's room here to have some greatness. And with Bobo Momo Banana
Well,
currently out of action, there's a chance to take tag team of the year as well now.
There's an opener.
Dave,
There's an opener.
Dave went big. Dave went big 5 on Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay.
Of course he did. Will Ospreay was in it.
Versus
Will Ospreay
and
Will
the
Ospreay
Protostar
could
and the
take a leak and
Protostar
he'd give him
Kyle
5
Fletcher.
stars. Like, come on.
You're so mad. 1 million Omega. 1 million Omega is coming. Is on the come up. Anyway, shout out Kenny Omega.
Did I
had to do
say
it for the
anything
one
about
time.
Kenny? Oh, you gotta stop doing that.
All right. That's enough. Enough. We have another super chat.
What
From
will
Mavs fan
from
84.
Mavs fan 84?
Are
Mavs
you
fan
taking this one?
84. Mavs fan 84. What will Takeshita and CMLL look like?
Oh my
Godly.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
no, you cooked there.
Yeah.
You didn't. I thought 6 Star was going to do this whole thing. No, that was perfect. You're
Godly.
right.
God, I mean, that's about as
First of
well
all,
as
what's
can
up with
put it.
this hostility, Scott? I got brought into the show because of my energy. This is
I
what I'm
know,
being. This is what I was hired for. This is why you bring me onto your shows.
I don't know. I don't know if you've noticed. Every time I start to talk, I get cut off. So I've just given up.
This is
Anyways, I said
it's
godly.
it's the penalty you're being for the penalty you're paying for being late, Scott. I think.
I
It's
know.
what's
I know. It's my fault. It's
going
my
on?
fault.
You know
I
the
love
thing is,
6.
I
6
was
is
gonna
cooking.
I was gonna finish with godly and then let you guys talk, and then Scott decided to say that. That was
This is what
like
we do. You can't
in the current political. Hey, listen, in the current political landscape with trans rights under attack, you want to attack a trans voice? That's just so crazy to me, Scott. E-wrestling.
Why do you do this to me once a show? You do this to me once a show. You make me look like
Anyways,
this awful person.
I love Scott. Scott is very supportive and vocal for trans rights, and that's one of my besties.
Come on.
Love you, Scotty. I love you, Scotty.
Love you too, 6. All right, we're back on track. Good job, JB. With get us back on track.
Anyways, you guys want to talk about Takeshita and CMLL?
Yes, I mean Takeshita. We're talking about wrestlers who could put together a wrestler of the year run. I think Takeshita, if he gets the ball going, he's one of the best in the world. I don't know if we have any sort of inkling on who he's working in CMLL. Hechicero.
Oh. Yeah, give me a big head.
That's
he can't face Mystico because, like, he can't. He probably has to win. So that's not happening.
Well, we know what dates he's working CMLL.
Not yet. No.
Well, he's working it after Revolution, I imagine, and all I'm saying is he may be walking into Revolution international champion, but he ain't walking out. But he ain't walking out. No, he ain't walking out as international champion.
I think I'm with you on that one, but Takeshita and CMLL, that moves me a lot. Takeshita, I like seeing him in these environments. I've loved seeing him in New Japan. I'm looking forward to seeing more of him in New Japan. I think in Arena Mexico, he's gonna look and feel like a monster. And if he's in there with Hechicero, then you can circle that as a potential match of the year candidate. Hechicero, many saying the luchador of the year last year. I believe. He may have missed out on that award in the Observer to Mystico, our good friend Mystico, friend of the show. But
who's the one bringing in all the ticket sales?
Well,
Mystico,
I understand that's part of it, but I think Hechicero had a phenomenal year. But we love both of them, so
we do.
Yeah, Takeshita, if he's working those guys, then we're in for a treat. So thank you once again, Mouse fan, for the super chat. Oh shit! Pulled up the final boss, and just for a couple of the other big matches.
I'm putting the call in. Okay. We're getting Takeshita a 4th wrestling contract, baby. CMLL, we're signing into CMLL. We're bringing him home. Lo vamos a traer a lo vamos a regresar a su casa aquí en la ciudad de México. ¡Viva México!
Pues es lucha libre.
Lucha Libre. That's what we're doing here now. We're a Lucha podcast as well. Thank you, Mystico, for joining us for that brief. Listen, see, Takeshita should get a contract anywhere. He should go everywhere and get paid money, serious money, because he's phenomenal. So
try and get him a Stardom contract.
Yeah, we should get one of those.
Takeshita versus Shuri.
Well, now we're cooking.
I'm seated. I'm sad.
Two big matches. I want to get your opinion on real quick, Scott. The Future Stardom Championship match, Miyu Amasaki versus Hina. I assume you're with us on Miyu successfully defending the title here. But there was a comment in the live chat that
I'm not actually.
You're not.
I'm not. And here's the problem. I would love to be on the side of Miyu Amasaki here. But the problem is next month, March, is when she can no longer hold the Future Stardom Championship. I was about
to mention. We missed the comment, and I noticed it, and I was like, oh, no.
Yeah, folks. Like, the eligibility is running out in March. So I think because Rina is very likely not winning her belt, that a new title or a new champion will be crowned, and that will indeed be Hina. I don't love it because I just love Miyu Amasaki, and I want her to be double champ forever. But I do like Hina, and I think Hina gets kind of a bad rap because listen, Hina's a good wrestler. She just happens to be sisters with Rina and Hana, so it's not easy. But I think Hina getting her moment and kind of completing the trifecta of future Stardom champions in her family feels very likely. I have played with the idea that maybe they let Miyu Amasaki just break the rule and keep the belt until she loses it, which I would prefer because shout out to Big Kev. But no, I do think Hina will probably win, which is cool. Hometown win. I don't have a problem with it.
It wouldn't be the first time that the new regime has changed rules on one of Stardom's titles slightly.
Also correct.
But I would not. Whilst I would like to see Miyu's reign go on, I wouldn't like them to fully break the whole rules in place with the future belt. So, but it's certainly something to monitor. So, Jay Roms made a good point there that we missed a little bit earlier in the show. So,
Yeah.
Scott's going for Hina.
So actually, egg on my face. Completely forgot about the eligibility aspect.
Yeah, sometimes these things just creep up on you. I forgot about it too, but definitely something to consider. The last big thing I wanted to get your thoughts on, Scott, and the real big the big talk point going into this show, the fate of Sayaka Carrara, Scott. Which way have you got this one going?
I think the story is far more interesting moving forward if Hate wins, and it's not. And hold on, before Six Star unleashes on me, I need to explain my point. The reason is that we're trying to pass time seemingly until All-Star Grand Queendom. That isn't until the end of April, because I don't know. I don't see Tam challenging on the Cinderella final show at Oda Awards. That just feels like a rush for some reason. It feels like you're trying to pack Yokohama. Which again is very far away. So how do you tell that story? You tell a story of her trying to get back Sayaka Carrara. I also think it creates an interesting dynamic for Hate and Tam moving forward, because Saya Kamatani wants to take everything from Tam Nakano. Taking her rookie next is a fascinating story and one that I am more interested in instead of just Tam winning and getting the title match. The reason I think this is happening is because of Natsuko Tora being the partner to Saya Kamatani. And you know what? Natsuko Tora needs some redemption after what she had to suffer last year. Okay.
And I almost made the opposite point earlier. I saw Natsuko Tora throwing in, and just based on the torrid year she had last year, I was like, maybe she's just in there to take a pin. But
there's a good chance you're right, which is again painful. But I think the story's interesting. In the end, though, I think Sayaka Carrara should go back to the Angels. I don't think she should commit to, I'm now evil. But I think it creates an interesting story. Arena. The problem for me, right, is because if you want this title match, here's all the big things they have to book for. They got to book for the Cinderella final. That's going to need a title match because you're just not going to book it based on whoever. Newsflash, won't be Hazuki. You're not going to be able to. Then you have to book for the 2 US shows that they're doing, and then Yokohama Arena is a week after that. There's a lot to pack in here, so there's various stories to get us there between Saya and Tam, and I think Soriano kind of stepping up in the interim to face Kamatani after a failure by Tam this first time makes a lot of sense because Micah is feuding with Tekla, so she ain't going towards the title anytime soon because those takes 3 months. 6 Star, go ahead. Just I know you're angry. I know you're upset. I'm just giving reason to make Tam's story more interesting for once. Yes,
Scott.
Yes.
The funny thing is, no. You know what the funny thing is, Scott, is I was doing that all for a bit to say your writing is fire. You're right. I was going to pull away and say your writing is fire.
I didn't say anything bad.
Oh, but you just did when you said make Tam's stories interesting for once.
Oh, I didn't mean that. I didn't
um,
mean that. I didn't actually mean that. I didn't.
So I was
okay,
gonna be stone
okay,
eyes.
okay. All right.
I remember. No,
With,
I remember that, Scotty.
that features Natsuko
I remember
Tora.
that, Scotty.
Is that fair?
I remember
I think
that,
that's
Scotty.
fair. That features
I
Natsuko
remember that,
Tora.
Scotty.
All right,
I remember that, Scotty.
I give up.
Love you, Scotty. That
I
is
can't
fair.
win.
No, I actually think that story that you laid out is a really, really interesting one. And like when I said earlier, I mean, for me, I still think the story is Sayaka. Like the story for me
I don't
is
want her
not
turning
centered.
on Tam. I'll say that.
So like I don't think, and I don't think she will. I don't think this, like for me, the
Kinda
story
funny,
isn't
though.
about. As I
Is
was
she a
saying to
speeder?
Jamie earlier, I don't think the story is about Tam Nakano losing Sayaka so much as it is about Sayaka Carrara regaining the confidence in herself. I mean, the story going into this match has been her losing tag match after tag match, her being the reason that Cosmic Angels tag teams have been losing matches, and her losing faith in herself and her ability, and like her feeling that she's not deserving of the love of even the title of being part of Kozuin. And so to me, the story of this match is the story of Sayaka being able to regain that confidence, to be able to come back from that. And my camera is frozen, and I'm going to check that out right now. But yeah, that's what I was saying to Jamie.
It's a good freeze frame.
With backs.
Oh, fucking hell.
That was crazy. You just disappeared. Oh, I can
Anyways.
see now. The sun is gone.
Jesus, that was. We're getting supernatural. the lights went out, maybe. I don't know. 6 is gone.
Here's the thing about Sayaka Corral. I'll just say this real quick. It's hard when Aya Sakura is in your faction to stand out as a rookie. So I can't believe you're doing your makeup.
Young angels are stacked. It's
the 6-star know you're back. Like, do you know you're back? All right, cool.
So
I took a sip of water. Some of it came off. I had to reapply.
It was kind of beast though that you just disappeared.
Yeah, that was great. I've never seen that happen before.
Hey, that's the power of the Cosmic Angels, baby.
Listen, I'm gonna we gotta relax on aggregating 6-star moving forward. I didn't know these kind of supernatural powers were possible. So take it easy, Scott. Ease up on the Natsupoi. It's getting spooky.
Trust me, I wish Natsupoi was doing more than she is.
Oh yeah.
You and me both.
It's nothing personal.
You and me both. Anyway, speaking of Natsupoi, do you want to go through the rest of this undercard?
Yeah, we'll fly through. So we already mentioned a couple. We'll just fly through some of the matches here. We have a 4-way match: Azumi, Wakasukiyama, Akira Kurugane, and Fukigen Death. Assuming Azumi takes the win in that one, I would assume. But Fukigen Death is always a problem.
Fukigen Death's absolutely winning.
Oh well, now they'll roll up on the rookie. That's one. That's Stardom Booking 101. So I wouldn't be against Fukigen Death Pop. We have a God's Eye taking on the Cosmic Angels 8-woman tag team match. Saki Kashima, Lady C, Rana Yagami, and Tomoka Inaba taking on Natsupoi, Soriano, Yuna Mizumori, and Aya Sakura.
Yeah. Saripoi is on the Cosmic Angels team, so Kozuin is taking that one home.
Quite the lineup from the Angels. When your lowest ranked wrestler on the team in kayfabe sort of terms is Aya Sakura, then
whoa!
In kayfabe, he said.
Who's the one with the title match next month, buddy? Who's the one with the title match? None of the others.
Listen,
acknowledge the Cosmic Queen.
I'm with you on Aya Sakura. I'm looking at the depth charts, and I'm
looking at who has a trilogy with Chi-Chi and who doesn't. Okay, that's what I'm
saying.
Well,
that's actually a really, really good point.
Listen, if I was ranking them, if it was the Jamie Ross rankings, then we're talking.
Oh, we want the Jamie Ross Cosmic Angels rankings right now on air. 6-star, you grade it. Go.
I'm rating them.
You're gonna rate his overall list.
Okay.
Right.
I'll rate it.
All right.
Number one.
You put me in a really tricky spot.
We got to start at the bottom and then go to the top. You can't start at number one.
We're starting at the bottom.
This is bold already. This is dangerous. I can see the fear in Jamie's heart of what he's about to say. To be fair, these are all Cosmic Angels. This should not upset 6-star unless it's not Natsupoi last.
Bottom of the ranking. Only for now. She's very, prospect Carrara for now.
Oh, that's okay. No, that's okay.
Okay. Next, Next, I'm trying to make sure I don't forget anyone here.
I got you.
I'm gonna put Mizumori. I like Mizumori a lot. She's
Okay.
great.
Shout out the
I think she could
pineapple.
be used a little bit more, but she's going in there. Next
Steady
on the
hand.
list.
Now you got the big four.
Now I've got the big four, and we're talking personal preference, everything going into it.
Of course.
Right. Number 4, Tam Nakano.
No, it's real.
Is-
You're cooking. You're cooking.
Is
with
my
gas.
number 4 for now. Is my number 4.
Oh, okay.
As long as it wasn't Natsupoi.
Number
you're safe.
number 2. Number 2. I'm
Number three.
I'm
Number three.
gonna high
Number
praise
three.
to the
Number
big
3.
rookie. Okay,
You're on number
sorry,
3.
Number 3 for me right now.
Right now.
So sorry, Anno. I'm putting
Oh,
another
okay.
thing.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely. I'm loving where I think this is going. So continue.
Number 2. This is I'm watching six guys camera to make sure I'm not under any sort of attack. But no, number 2, Aya Sakura. Number 1, my favorite Cosmic Angels member is Natsupoi. However, the 2024 muddied the water a little bit. It got a bit spooky.
But we never flinched. But Jamie,
The
one thing about
rankings
you and me
were-
is we never
the
flinched.
rankings were moving. The rankings were moving. The rankings were moving, and things were in flow. But right now, I'm feeling like
I was hoping Jamie had it in him to put Tam last. Did not.
listen.
So like I think that's a really good ranking.
I think
Like,
It ended up
I
being
like
that close
them.
there.
I thought that was really good. I think there was, I think it was really political. It was really political. Obviously, there were some things to take into consideration. Natsupoi had to be number 1. Otherwise, it's actually a stipulation in my contract. And he doesn't want to do that payout because it's massive. It's massive. He'd owe me $1 billion dollars, and that's too much. I don't want to have to be, and I don't want to have to be the one to bankrupt wrestle players. I really don't want to, but
I saw the way you teleported earlier. I was slightly worried you were going to appear like here, and I was like, oh, fuck. So
you saw my high speed fairy magic, and you knew that you had to respect the Poi tribe.
That was good. That was good. I like that bit. Good job, Jamie.
Yeah, Aya Sakura though.
I would have been the one to anger 6. Not
moving
you.
upwards. So
I should know that.
Yeah, but there's the official Cosmic Angels ranking. If you guys want more rankings, then fucking you super chat because that was tough.
Yeah,
you can see the sweat beating on Jamie's
I did that.
forehead.
I did that shit for free. I was like, fuck. But I think that's something to play around with. But anyway, what else was on this card?
Here's one thing. If you ever want me to rank DDM, you have to send $50. $50. DDM garbage.
I'll
Trash.
send you $100 for Michael last.
I think
You know
what?
Maybe I will.
A 2025. And also, this is a 2025 like current form DDM ranking would be fucking crazy.
Yeah,
like
get the number 1, Mirai, buddy.
Mirai. Yeah, but we're looking at like Mirai and Mai Sakurai, like the front runners. Listen, we told people this.
That's crazy.
Am I wrong? Am I telling lies?
Actually, wait a minute. Tech will exist. Yeah, we're not putting Michael last. I apologize. All right. Continue.
Yeah. So, I think Cosmic Angels take this one. And then, obviously, kicking off the show, the GOAT, the icon, the star of this week's match recommendations, Mayu Iwatani, taking on Yuria Hime.
Happy birthday.
Big happy birthday.
Happy birthday week. Shout out to the icon.
Yeah, she's going to bully a rookie. That's why we're here.
The icon versus the princess. The icon versus the princess. I'm seated. I'm sat. I got my tickets. Main event viewing. We talking ringside. We've got a dinner on the side too. They're talking a meal and a show. I'm talking about getting everything set up and ready because this is going to open the show and it's going to be, in my opinion, really, really fun. I can talk about rookie wrestling, and I talk every week. I talk about my favorite thing in Joshi is always just seeing rookies progress, and so putting someone who seems to be like a really, really hot prospect for Stardom's new rookie class against the icon, the most important wrestler in Stardom history. That's huge. That's just a momentous occasion for any rookie. And I think that this is, to me, demonstrates just how high a regard they have. They hold Hime in. So super excited.
It's her hometown. That's why it's happening.
I have agendas. I have agendas to push, Scotty. We have agendas to push, Scotty.
Since when did we ever do like logic over like? That's not what we do. Not the show. You know?
Shame on
But
me. I
no,
apologize.
yes,
I gotta remember logic out the window. We're back. Okay, I'm good.
Yeah, we do whatever we do. You know.
Six
But-
was cook about Yuria Hime. Six could cook about anyone. That's what I'm learning.
It's true. As long as I like them.
That
You would have to pay me a
very
lot of money to say nice things about wrestlers I don't like.
Well, there you go, people. If you want to super chat, you know,
Here, I'm gonna say it now. The floor for me singing I shouldn't even say sing for like speaking nicely of the Italian is $50. Is $50.
you Marty Vinci never heard no one. That's fine. Well, actually, that might be.
Well.
Listen, not too much on Big Vinci. I want him in New Japan.
I'm Big Vinci.
I'm a big fan. I'm a big supporter of Big Vinci. So
I talked about this our last show. I don't watch the WWF. I don't think I've seen a Vinci match since like NXT UK.
Oh, he's good. He's really good. I wouldn't have him in AEW because there's too many people. But he's
Big catering guy.
Yeah. Listen, put him in New Japan. I think he'd cook. But nevertheless, that was I don't know how we ended up on Giovanni Vinci, but that was Stardom Path of Thunder coming up on February 24th. Utsuno Mia. Very much looking forward to that one. A lot of really interesting matches. Of course, the Three Sisters top on the billing, but the fate of Psycho Carrara hangs in the balance. Whilst we're on the topic of Stardom, we're going to get to Marigold in a little while, but I think we should make a little pit stop in All Elite Wrestling, which we don't do very often on this show. You know, we let the other territories on this channel handle business, but we have a bit of a Stardom invasion. Momo Watanabe is going to challenge for the AEW TBS Championship at AEW Revolution. She's taking on Mercedes Moné. Many people would say the GOAT in terms of American women's wrestling. I would certainly be one of those people. And we saw this match at, I want to say, Capital Collision. It was. And it was phenomenal.
CEO.
With the dance going on.
CEO. May I talk about this for just a second?
You can't. You take it away. Take it away. There was no way I was going to stop whatever was going on in the corner there. You cook.
Momo Watanabe versus Mercedes Moné 2. The first match happened at Capital Collision back in May, I want to say was that. In a time when Tony Khan was throwing some of the less skilled and talented women in his division to wrestle Mercedes Moné, people were saying Mercedes is washed. Mercedes is bad. Mercedes can't hang. Mercedes this. Mercedes that. Crying and crying and crying and crying and crying because Mercedes is having to give opponents who just weren't near her level the best matches of their careers. Britt Baker. But in this springtime of, and I'm going to be honest, disappointing matchups for Mercedes Moné, not her fault, came the Momo match at Capital Collision. And it was amazing. It was truly, truly, truly the kind of wrestling that you expect from Mercedes Moné. When you put a wrestler on her that is on the caliber of star and skill that Mercedes is on, you have a match that is worth watching. Take notes, Tony Khan, I say again. This being said, I am very excited for this match. Momo won the tournament, the international women's tournament back at Wrestle Dynasty. She's cashing in the chance to wrestle, cashing in her chance to wrestle for any title among the 4 promotions that were represented at Revolution against Mercedes. It's going to be phenomenal. And also, I'm going to say this real quick. There's a lot of Momo Watanabe fans I've seen who have been like, Momo keeps losing. Another match for Momo to lose. When will Momo win? Cry, dude. Cry. Listen, I love Momo. I love Momo. and would love to see her win a title.
Sure
And I
doesn't seem
agree
like it.
with the criticism. And I agree with the criticisms that she deserves to be presented in a better light, in a better fashion, that she deserves to have her chance. But that being said, and I'm saying this from the bottom of my
Most
heart,
people believe
you
she
guys,
is seen in
you
like,
guys, we need to come to terms with the fact that Momo has not been presented as a top star player in literally like 4 years. And I wish that wasn't the case. I wish that wasn't the case. I would love to see her win a title. I would love to see her with the World of Stardom Championship wrapped around her waist, draped over her shoulder, but it's not going to happen. Okay, we like, at least not now, and we need to accept the fact that she is a good wrestler with she's a great wrestler, even with a relatively high status as someone who can challenge for championships, but is just not going to win one right now. And when people go on and complain that she's going to lose to Mercedes Moné, like, dude, we're talking about one of the biggest stars in the world here, and you're sad that she's going to lose to her, dude. Oh my goodness, you guys, I love you guys. I love Momo, but come on.
This
What's
is
up?
the Momo like fandom. This is how it's been since 2019. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter who she's losing to. The heartbreak has been there since 2019. She hasn't been a singles champion since 2019. It's not a Mercedes Moné thing. It's just
I
an
know.
overall sad thing about Momo Watanabe, because here's the thing about Momo Watanabe. On her best day, there are very few people in the world better than Momo Watanabe.
Mhm.
On her best day. I've seen her best day a few times this past year, specifically against Mayu Utani. I think the problem for people isn't, again, the Mercedes match, because I'm hyped about the Mercedes match, and I'll talk about that in a second. I think it's more so that she's lost or about to lose 4 singles title matches in a calendar year. It's an impressive accomplishment that she is going to have, and it's going to be 4 different titles at least, right? I think that's fun. It wasn't just the World of Stardom title, so that's cool. But the match itself is very exciting because, one, it's Momo Watanabe versus Mercedes Moné. I don't think you need to go further beyond that to understand why that's exciting. I also think it's exciting that they are willing to put Momo on the pay-per-view. I think that's also very cool. I think it's very deserved. And, I like to give credit to Mercedes Moné because I know she's the one booking this at the end of the day. Come on now, folks. Tony Khan wasn't like, you know what? We should have Momo Watanabe face you. And Mercedes like, oh, yeah, that's a great idea.
Tony Khan said, who?
No, like I remember when the Hazuki match was made, I said, Mercedes said, I'm going to shut everyone up. What did she do? She shut everyone up. This feels like another time where she's going to shut people up. I don't think she needs to shut people up, but I don't know. I feel like Mercedes just feels like doing that sometimes. It should be fantastic. It should be absolutely fantastic. Give them 15 minutes to tear the house down. You go 20, you have one of the best matches of the year. So I'm looking forward to it. Momo's the best.
Can I really quickly, before you go in, Jamie, offer a correction to something I said earlier? I said Capital Collision was in May. It's in August. I know it was in August. That's why it was at the end of August. I know it was in August. That's why I talked about the Britt Baker match. The reason I said May is I was thinking about Resurgence. Specifically, I've been thinking about Resurgence because because the Late Night Grin commented earlier. Shout out the Late Night Grin, by the way. We had pulled up there. Late Night Grin commented, and I was thinking about Carl Anderson and how Resurgence is like the week that his 90-day no compete clause. It's the week that the Good Brothers no compete clause runs out. So I was thinking about Resurgence, and I said,
it could be a real resurgence for the Good Brothers in New Japan. I would like to see that.
I'd like to see that. Anyways, Jamie, Moné, and Momo, Scott, amazing thoughts.
Yeah, there's not much more for me to say. I mean, I've been in the trenches. I love Momo Watanabe, as a lot of us do.
They're tough trenches.
But it's been rough. It's been rough, Scott. It's been. We, at one time was, white belt champion, looked like, potentially going to be future red belt champion, and things just didn't quite go her way. And, she's had some incredible matches in the years between, but it's not, in terms of the booking, she's never quite got there as what we would like to see her as. However, as much as I know that she's not going to win this match, I'm not really complaining because we've seen this pairing before. We know that it's going to be incredible. we know that it's going to be incredible, and also it's going to be for a bigger crowd. Production's going to be better. We know some of those. I think this show is the Capital Collision one was I think it was one of the
Bad
slightly
production. You're correct.
yeah. The New Japan Strong shows aren't ideal, so on an AEW pay per view, gonna look a lot better. But yeah, it's a big spot for Momo Watanabe. Should be another great defense for Mercedes.
Registry 1. Would that not be the funniest thing of all time?
I mean, I would not say no at all. At all. Any sort of title win for Momo at this stage in the game, we'll take, even if it's not the ones that we yearn for. But yeah, I'm very much looking forward to
Star amplifies the CEO comments.
Oh my god.
We love the CEO, and I'm happy to see her working more of the Stardom talent. I know it's a rematch of one we've seen, but we know it's gonna be amazing. So good shit. Mercedes Moné is booking her own dream matches. So we love to see it.
American Booker of the Year, Mercedes Moné.
What was that? I missed that. Then.
American Booker of the Year, Mercedes Moné.
American Booker of the Year. I'm trying to think if there's any other. There's no real big. Dwayne the Rock Johnson might be the American Booker of the Year.
He's coming for it.
Listen, like I said later in the show, I'm gonna. But
he's
doing his thing. He's doing his thing. Scott, he's doing his thing.
Hey.
And I like it. I like what he's doing.
He's doing his thing.
No, I think I'm with you on that front. But yeah, that was, unless anyone has any closing thoughts on Momo or Mercedes, we're very much looking forward to that one at Revolution. Expect the Mercedes to walk out with that reign intact. We're going to move over to the Golden Gardens because we're coming off the back of actually, pause. We're not. We have a super chat that's just come in from long-time Wrestle Purist viewer and super chatter, Darren
Walker.
Dropping a listen, Darren Walker. I ain't seen Darren Walker. I haven't watched every single show, but I haven't seen him around in a while. But he's a legend of the scene. So Darren Walker in the building is big. We got to pay respect. £5 super chat. Who are the overseas stars in women's companies to look out for? Any views on Lena Cross, who should be in one of the big two in America? What are our thoughts on this one, Scott? We were talking overseas stars in the women's companies. Are we talking? Lena Cross was raised, so I'm assuming we're talking gaijins in Japanese companies. Who jumps out?
Lena Cross. Trying to think of all. There's not a lot. Bozilla, obviously.
Yeah, there's the obvious. I mean, we did the rest of the Joshi draft, and we had the gaijin spot.
War.
Yeah, but Bozilla was one of the big ones, and then of course
Xena.
Xena would probably be.
Always.
I would say Xena is, is someone who should absolutely be getting a look in from the top American companies. I think she's got a lot of potential as a TV actor. Who works top tier. We see that with in Stardom. And Bozilla, I think it'll be a matter of time before she moves over to probably WWE based on the connection there.
No.
Listen, I'm just preparing you for the inevitable. Listen, Triple H is gonna he's gonna do some things with Bozilla. We got plans.
Of course, Triple H sees a German wrestler and wants to bring them in. SMH.
Listen, not too much on Ludwig Kaiser either. He's I like it. He's
my boyfriend was messaging me the other day. I say the other day. This might have happened either yesterday or 2 days ago. About a video game that he was reading about, and is like, there's a character named Kaiser, and it's like, I'm not calling anyone fucking Kaiser. What kind of fucking name is that? And that made me laugh really hard. And I did not mention to him that there is a wrestler named Ludwig Kaiser. But Ludwig Kaiser, my fault. Anyways, thoughts on Lena Cross? Excited to see her do more stuff. She tagged with Benny some time ago. Would love to see more of that. Love Benny. Anyone who anyone who's got the Benny rub, I'm locked into. So
that's big. It's a big rub. The Benny rub, big praise. So yeah, absolutely. I'm a fan of Lena Cross. But I think those would probably be the three that I would highlight: Lena Cross, Bozilla, Xena. No one else really spring into mind. There's the odd few, we've had a couple.
We're in a bit of a Gaijin deficit.
Actually, wait a minute. Does Tony Khan pay attention to Wrestle Purists? If you do, Tekla is available. She is ready to go. She's waiting. She's waiting for you.
Listen.
Honestly,
listen. Paul Levesque, Hunter Hearst Helmsley.
Either one. I'm happy with
Tekla is an amazing talent that is gonna do so much good for your team. Hey, listen, hey, Triple H. A lot of people have been calling you out recently for the amount of time and attention you're giving to your women's division. Do you really want to elevate them and fight back against
Bring
those
the
online
spider.
comments that I know you're hearing about? Bring the toxic spider, Tekla,
You're cooking.
into your promotion. I'm telling you, this is a future. This is a future women's international, intercontinental champion, a future women's U.S. champion, a future women's world champion, future women's undisputed champion. This is the kind of talent. This is the kind of talent that you bring in to your division. And not only do you elevate the division, you elevate the card, you elevate the whole promotion by bringing in a woman like Tekla.
6-star cooked. Good job, 6.
I'm seconding everything that was
great
just
catch.
put forward there. These are the things that need to happen to make wrestling, the best it can be. Tekla is available, people. Tekla's available.
I think Lana Cross is great, by the way. I never said anything about her. She is great. She's going back to
Yes.
Japan soon. So we won.
Yes. So yeah, those would be, assuming that was what you were getting at there, Darren, of talking about overseas. I'm assuming you meant gaijins in Japanese promotions. But yes, those would be our big
I
ones.
missed the real deal.
The real deal was, I like the real deal. She was showing, she was getting there. She's putting, a little bit longer, and maybe she with the cook. She's on that WWE ID system now.
It's a shame. It's a shame she's not wrestling anymore and doing anything ever again. It's such a shame.
We're probably gonna see her on Evolve, which I think is a hilarious show.
That'd be my pick for Evolve.
Can I complain for a second? And again, nothing that I say obviously has any merit because I don't watch the promotion. So if this is what you like, you do you right.
You're so close to getting to Marigold. We were like this close.
WWE has ID titles and Evolve titles. Interesting. It seems you know what? It just seems like the bald racist man wants to do this pose with everybody.
He loves it. He loves it.
Anyways, Marigold.
We got there eventually. You pit stops, but yes, Marigold. February 20th, the Korakuen Hall show, which had a couple big title matches on it. A new arrival in Marigold also, and we set up a number one contender. So we're gonna get in from the top. We had for the Marigold Twin Star Championships, Nanai Takahashi and Seri Yamaoka defending those titles against, I love this duo, Utami Hayashishita and Victoria Yuzuki, who rock some Queen's Quest masks coming to the ring, which I always enjoy, a little callback. This was, I enjoyed this one a lot. It's a little rough around the edges, as you expect with the rookies in the mix, but I think you had the Utami and Nanai in there to kind of bridge those gaps. But as much as it was a little bit rough in places with the rookies, I think it's safe to say that these two are going to be one hell of a rivalry that I think Marigold are going to cut with for some time because their interactions were very nice. Victoria Yuzuki and Seri Yamaoka, champions walking away with the reign intact. But Scott, I imagine you enjoyed this one quite a bit. We're all big on the Seri Yamaoka train here, but I know you've been pushing.
Yeah.
Big main events in Korakuen Hall.
Some people are going to fight the good fight when it comes to Seri Yamaoka and Victoria Yuzuki, and I'm here to do just that. I watched these two step into a main event against one another. Yes, there's Nanai and there's Utami, but ultimately it is about them. And they go out there and they deliver. Yeah, sure, it's a little rough around the edges. Sure, it's not perfect. I don't need wrestling to be perfect when one of the wrestlers is 12 matches in and the other one is a year and 3 months in. What I needed to do is competitive, to be exciting, and that's what this was. I kind of define this match as my kind of wrestling because it isn't perfect. It isn't pretty all the time, but it's, like I said, exciting, invites you in, and it has you on the edge of your seat as the match goes to a close. You have Nanai and Utami running into each other nonstop. And then, of course, that builds to the closing stretch between Seri Yamaoka and Victoria Yuzuki. I watch Victoria Yuzuki, and I am blown away at how good she is. Yeah. When she steps into a main event like this, you just watch her perform and you say, wow, this is a main event star. And it's like, she has to be. And she stepped into that position and is just that. I know She gets a lot of bad rap from some people, but I'll never get it. I'll never get it. I'm a big fan of hers. I think she's such a star. And I think Sari Yamaoka is obviously just everything the Super Rookie nickname embodies, through and through. I'm very excited that they went with this because I think at times, especially in Joshi, especially in the past, I don't know, decade, there can be a hesitation to give the rookies an opportunity and to push them quickly, right? Because obviously you want them to learn, you want them to grow, you want them to figure out the basics. But when you have two rookies this special, it's okay to give them the ball and see how far they can run with it. And that's what they're doing. This match was not only great, but it is leading to more. It is the beginning of this feud. They are not hiding that these two are going to be the feature feud of Marigold from now until who knows how long. And I think that's, again, very exciting. They already won a singles match against one another, so that's next. I'm fascinated to see what that looks like, right? When they don't have the help of Utami and Nanai to, figure it out. But that's the beauty for me of this promotion. It's not supposed to be perfect. It's not supposed to be everything. There's a lot of wrestlers learning on the job, but when you watch a match like this, you're like, okay, they're going to be just fine. So yeah, this match was great. Awesome main event. And the fact that Sari Yamaoka is doing this in her 12th match, as someone commented to me yesterday, I wish I had the account. This is the worst she's ever going to be. This is the worst Sari Yamaoka is ever going to be.
This is.
It's sickening.
If this is where we're starting, then the destination is going to be something very special. I think that I like the point you make about that. A lot of these wrestlers sort of like learning as they go. They're so young into their kind of development. And when you have that, like you said, it's going to be a few speed bumps along the way. Like I said, this match wasn't absolutely flawless in its execution, but the eventual destination when you go down that route is that you're going to have these incredible wrestlers who are main event ready because they've done their development in these big main events. So that the payoff eventually to it is going to be very special. I am very intrigued by the potential title implications also of a singles match between those two, because they've teased it could be for that Superfly title. And I think back to the super rookie branding of Sari Yamaoka, and the last person we saw receive that kind of praise from Roshi Ogawa was Utami Hayashishita. And I think of the image of her with 4 titles, and it's incredibly early, but
I'll say this:
it's not impossible.
I think she is much further along than Utami was at this point in her career. Like,
I would agree,
pretty easily too. Yeah, she's incredible. It's impressive what she's done. And again, like you said, Jamie, I think when you have the speed bumps, but you get to the end the way that they did, it's like you can look past those. Again, I don't like my wrestling perfect. Sometimes, like, the speed bumps, if they're not there, and the speed bumps, mind you, in this match weren't botches, as people like to say. It didn't look pretty all the time, and that's okay to me, because that's exciting. Because again, they're figuring it out, and when they do this 3 years down the line, imagine how good it's going to look when these two are wrestling. And I also had the realization that Sari Yamaoka has never been a corner person since she's debuted. She's always been in the top 2 matches on every card.
She should be.
That's for real.
We're not accepting anything less, to be honest. That's
like I saw Kazuna in the corner, and I was like, Sari's just never had to do that. She's never ever had to be in support of a wrestler. That's insane. What a beast.
Yeah. Handful of just a month and a bit into her career, and we're like throwing around this backstage power. I ain't fucking cornering no one. that's not gonna happen.
Generational big sistering happening backstage.
This is how we're dealing with the realist of the real. We're getting this kind of backstage politics and going on already. I ain't fucking seconding no one. This is gonna be a generational wrestler.
Correct quote.
6. How did you enjoy this one?
It was beautiful. It was beautiful. And obviously, so much can be said about, and has been said about, just how great this super rookie pairing is of Victoria and Sari, and them, being face to face, and the amount of like the way that they've been building chemistry, and the way that they've both, I think alongside each other have progressed, and the opportunities they've had to go face to face. And I'm excited for the work they're going to do one-on-one. But I think for me, and bringing in that Utami comparison that was just discussed, is Sari has looked so dominant in everything that she has done so far, up until she ran into the world champion Utami Hayashishita, who was having, and I mean this with all of my heart, absolutely none of it. Oh my goodness, did it Utami? Listen, like we make this point about like Sari hasn't cornered anyone. She's always near the top of the card. Utami reminded Sari that you are a rookie. And there is a long, arduous road you have to walk before you can even sniff. You can sniff walking in my boot prints. And that to me, that's fucking wrestling. Okay. We're obviously seeing the building of a story for a feud that is going to be at the top of Marigold for a very, very long time in Victoria Yuzuki and in Sari. But I think, to me, what I'm really observing is the continued dynamics between Utami, who is not just the de facto, but the top of the card, the biggest wrestler in Marigold, the most important wrestler in Marigold, the star of their biggest, arguably their biggest star in the promotion, and how she is interacting with the rookies, and how they are so hungry to not just, hold that belt, but to hold the same kind of status, to hold the same kind of position, to have that position on the card that Utami has, that degree of importance, that degree of confidence, to be the top dog, the top player in the promotion. And again, Utami just destroying Sari and not like even taking the easiest amount of damage from her. That's delicious. That is delightful. That is what I'm here for.
I love every possible pairing out of the four that were in this tag match. So any sort of interaction between those.
Shout out, hey, shout out Nanai.
We always show love to Passion. Listen,
Passion, maybe.
Absolute legend. We gotta make the most of these last Nanai Takahashi matches. The clock is running down, unfortunately, on Passion. And whilst we do have the successor in Seri Yamaoka, we gotta, we have the original still in our midst, so we gotta make the most of that. The semi-main event on this Korakuen Hall show is for the. Oh, sorry.
I just need to point out they did show the Marvelous roster at the end of this show. They were up in the balcony watching along because Nanai yelled at them to scream Passion. And I just want to say it's kind of mean that we do this every time Mio Momono gets hurt. It happens every single time. Anytime Chigusa Nagayo is like, yeah, we're gonna work with a Rossi-led promotion. Mio Momono is hurt, and I just think it's nasty business that is hurting.
I would say maybe Nagayo is familiar with Rossi's game. This is a tactical maneuver. What Mio's hurt? Oh, okay, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mio's hurt. Yo, Rossi, would you like to work together and do a little cross promotion?
I mean, I'm down
rivalry work.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong.
Just see what when Mio recovers, bang, isolationist company. You'll never see them again. This is something to monitor, potential conspiracy theories. But no, I enjoy partnership in wrestling. I like when we see it more across any sort of aspect of wrestling. Provided that the companies involved are good.
So then I did an interview with Tokyo Sports, right? And they were talking about like her Passion events. She was like talking about people she may want to face against Nana Momo. And she's naming like, some Mako Satomura would be really cool. Some other wrestlers. And then she goes, Ruaka would be pretty awesome. That was the original mother-daughter duo for me. And I was like, that's awesome. And then she pretty much ends it by saying, like, yeah, if you're Stardom wrestling, you want to face me, say something because I can't do much about it. I was like, shout out in the night. She was like, she knows the people want to face her. That's real.
Yeah.
But the Ruaka shout out was just absolute pop. I was like,
I loved it. I loved it. We've got to bridge these. Someone's got to bridge these gaps somehow. There's matches that the people want to see, and this is potentially how we get there in the long run. But yeah, marvelous. Potentially crossing over into Marigold or something.
I need Sanka versus Seiri Yamaoka. I need Chigusa Nagata to get into her bag, see that this is the future rivalry of the decade.
Yeah.
Cross promotion rivalry, and just be like, yeah, well let's get this.
I've said a few times on this show now that one of the big reasons, I would say that my biggest reason for Joshi being in the state that it is now and how exciting of a scene it is to follow is the young crop of talent. So any sort of interaction in that direction is going to be something that I think all three of us would be very excited for. But yes, so let's hope that Nagayo has got her head screwed on and can smell the money, the dollars that are coming with a potential meeting of those two. Well, another thing that had me very excited when I saw it was announced, and I think we would all probably agree that delivered on the night, was Chanyota stepping into the Marigold ring and challenging former tag team partner and potential future tag team partner moving forward, Mai Sakurai, for that Marigold United National Championship. When I saw Chanyota announced, I think a lot of us, it would be the case that we've got like kind of a small glimpse into what she can do. She works for PPP Tokyo. We don't see we've seen her pop on New Blood cards and a few other places here and there. But I can't imagine many of us are super locked in. And she also doesn't wrestle a ton. But when she does, she usually always delivers, and we see the potential of what could be, a more regular schedule for Chanyota. She brings the power, she brings the big strikes, and I would say we got all of that and more in this one. Coupled with the incredible development we've seen from Mai Sakurai and what a wrestler she's become. These two absolutely delivered on the night. Mai Sakurai getting the job done with the STF. 6. I'll come to you first on this one. Chanyota in Marigold. How are you feeling watching this one?
Chanyota, you are the power. You are the strength. You are, and I mean this with my whole heart, so damn good. I love watching Chanyota wrestle so much. She's just so strong. Like, I don't. There's something about watching a wrestler wrestle that just feels like so old school in the way that's like the traditional power wrestler in terms of style, but like, oh my goodness, I just had such a great time. With this match. Obviously, the Chanyota Mai Sakurai pairing we saw last year tagged together on New Blood, and it was absolutely awesome, absolutely amazing. And we saw them tag together again on Marigold, and seeing them get to face one-on-one for the white belt was, for me, something I found to be really, really special. Mai Sakurai continues to improve. I don't think any of us expected Mai Sakurai to be even half as good as she has been since leaving Stardom. Yet here she is, week in, week out, having great performances, connecting with the crowd, and continuing to show everybody why she is deserving of this white belt reign. So yeah, had a great time.
Good stuff. Scott, I assume you also enjoyed this one as much as us two did.
Chanyota is the perfect non-perfect wrestler, and when I say that is, nothing looks great, but it is impactful. Like, everything she does, you just believe it.
Yeah,
it never looks perfect, it never looks pretty, but you believe it and you're into it. She's such a good
part of the charm. It's part of the charm.
It is part of the charm.
Feeling like she's really fighting.
Yeah, exactly. Like, she has a legit feel to her that I think is just like, you don't teach it. She just kind of has it. Like, when I'm watching her in this match, and when she's trapping Mai's arms to hit her with a nasty headbutt, I'm on the edge of my seat. I'm like, this is what it's all about right here. This is why we watch. I remember last year, her and Saida. I'll never forget the fact that she tweeted the next day, I don't remember what happened. Oh my God, you don't remember what happened? You delivered the match of your life. That's what happened. Fast forward to this match, she stepped into the biggest match of her life in Corkin Hall for a singles belt, and she puts on a show. And not only does she put on a show, she of course the best wrestler ever did a jackhammer, hits the jackhammer, and has me thinking she has the win. She didn't. We came so close. And one day, if this is the game she loves, which she said at the end of last year, this is the game she in fact loves, and she's going full in on it. She's going to win a belt one day, and it's going to be wonderful. And the fact that she's not going anywhere, the fact that Mai Sakurai said, I want you beside me moving forward. I want to start a unit with you beside me moving forward. That's cinema, folks. How can you not be excited about more Chen Yoda? I've seen more Chen Yoda in the past month than I think I've seen her in her career. She doesn't wrestle a lot. She took a hiatus last year, but she is now recommitted to wrestling. And it's exciting, and it adds a certain amount of depth to Marigold that they desperately needed. She is such an exciting wrestler. I'm giving her and the Twin Stars by the end of the year. I'm not even kidding. Because listen, unfortunately, the Passion family has an expiration date on their tag reign because Nanai's retiring. If Murphs is watching this, I know Murphs, Miku Ano's #1 fan, is out there. I'm putting the belts on Miku Ano and Natsumi Shozuki, and then Chen Yoda and Mai Sakurai are coming around to beat.
Wait, hold up. Who's taking the pin? Real, because I don't know how comfortable I feel. I don't know how comfortable I feel with Misa Matsui taking the pin.
I didn't say Misa Matsui, did I?
I don't know how comfortable I feel with Miku Ano taking the pin.
He didn't say Misa. It's
Shozuki.
I
heard Natsumi. I was also confused. That's on me.
No, I'm not having Misa Matsui get pinned. No. That's the next step.
Shozuki can take a 1-2. I love Shozuki. I'm not having Ano take a 1-2-3. I'm not having Matsui take a 1-2-3. Shozuki can.
Okay, Shozuki
I was confused. I heard Matsui. That's on me.
Yeah, don't worry.
So
we're not getting the Psycho Speed pinned anytime.
I was also like, I didn't know we were throwing Miku Ano into Darkness Revolution, but low key the writing is fire. Sometimes
the pen's too hot. I apologize. But no, shout out to Chen Yoda. Shout out to Mai Sakurai. I'm very happy that Chen Yoda's sticking around because she should just be wrestling more because she's so good. And I think there's a lot of raw potential there of how great she can be.
Yeah, it's a win-win if she's around more. Like you said, her being in wrestling, just anywhere in wrestling more consistently, is just a great addition to the scene. But also, like you said, the depth. if we're talking about potentially starting a unit, it looks like units are kind of, we're finally sort of getting there.
Real beautiful people. That's the name of the faction.
Yeah, we're finally getting there in terms of building up the faction landscape in Marigold. We're going to get to one in a moment, but we finally have our first. But I mean, if those are some of the building blocks you've got for another coming up, then it's one hell of a start. But yes, next on the before that, we had a #1 contenders match for that Marigold World Championship, and it was Bozilla taking on Mirai, and I enjoyed this one a lot. Also, I think it's such a fun pairing, these two, because of the style of wrestlers they are. Mirai is kind of like the babyface hero of this promotion. The ones that the crowd can rally around, and Bozilla is just kind of like the perfect monster in her path. And you saw that in the way they worked this match. And obviously Bozilla, with that huge powerbomb, picked up the win. And she's going, I believe March 30th. I think commentary may have said 31st a couple of times, but I want to say 30th is the date that was tweeted on the Twitter.
It is the 30th, yes. 30th on a Sunday.
Yes, so that was the date that we will be seeing Utami Hayashishita put that belt on the line against Bozilla. But Scott, you're the big Mirai propaganda pusher.
Yeah. I got to rally the troops here.
You enjoyed it. She didn't get the job done, but it was a hell of a match.
Listen, the match was very, very good, as you expect. I think they actually took a smart route. The way they built the match up was to not overshadow the other two. I felt that because I know what these two are capable of. I think they can have easily the best match of the night. But this was to establish Bozilla as this dominant challenge her once again, right? Like they did the first time around with Sari, they're now doing it for Utami. But I'm here to rally the troops for the Mirai fandom here because listen. Mirai needs the struggle story. She needs it. In her Stardom run, she won the Cinderella twice. She won the Wonder of Stardom title. She won the Goddesses. She won the Artists, all in a 2-year span, essentially. Okay, it's okay to go slow with the true ace of Marigold because she puts on the performances, no matter who she's in there with. She puts on each and every show. There's no bigger guarantee that Mirai is going to go out there and deliver, I feel, at this stage of the game. So it's okay that she's coming up short to Bozilla because in the long run, whether it be Summer Destiny, whether it be the Dream Star, she's going to have her moment. For me, she should be the end goal for Utami's reign because I do think that Mirai has a great reign in her. Right now wasn't the time. It just wasn't the time. I think Bozilla makes all the sense in the world. You're not putting that match on Corkin. Mirai versus Utami is a big arena match for this company.
Yeah.
So you gotta save it. So Mariah's gonna get back to the lab, gotta figure some more things out. We're talking about all these factions. It feels like Mariah's destined to kind of just be the Hantai leader at this stage of the game. Utami's gonna have her thing, Mai Sakurai's gonna have her thing. Obviously, we have Darkness Revolution. I think Mariah's gonna kind of be where everyone else settles that doesn't need to pick a side. Kind of where I think Siri Yamaoka might go post Nanai Takahashi. Because Mirai stands for something here. She's gonna be the one that stands against anyone and everyone. And it's okay that she lost, even though the powerbomb looked terribly painful, and I actually felt bad for her. But yeah, good match, and it's gonna be okay for the Mirai believers out there. I know a lot of people got on the train over the past year, and now she's not having success. It's okay. It's part of the plan.
Yeah, so we're on the journey. I like Bozilla a lot as the first real big challenger for
challenger.
We're canonically the first challenger for that title. But yeah, I can absolutely see Mirai being a long-term goal, and certainly she's going to be a favorite when we get to GP season once again this year. Before that, of course, on the show we had a really fun.
Wait! I didn't get to talk about the match.
Oh shit! My bad. 6.
Whoa, that kind of hurt.
I was just listen. I was so excited to get to Darkness Revolution.
Jamie's doing this entire show for Psycho Speed.
Hey, you and me both, actually. So I could not have said anything Scott said better myself. Love Mirai and what she's doing, and I think what Scott said encapsulates perfectly everything about Mirai. I want to talk about Bozilla a little bit.
Go ahead.
She went out there. She's looking big, looking strong, getting swole. Ooh, I talked about Chanyo to be in the power. The power. A little bit of, oh, please don't let me get too into it. I was talking about Chanyo to be in the power a little bit. Bozilla is the strength. Bozilla is the muscle. She went out there and she performed. She delivered. She was slamming. She was smashing. Oh, she was destroying, and she was building herself back up in a way that I think that she needed. Mirai did a great job in selling just how much, and I don't know how much of it was selling and how much of it was just it hurts. Bozilla was a dominant force out there, and she's been a dominant force in Marigold, and we've talked about it a lot. There's a lot of hype around Bozilla, but I think that this is the strongest. And no, not I think. This is definitively the strongest Bozilla has looked since probably the first night of Marigold, since that tag main event, since teaming with Sari.
Oh, in dominant fashion. Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, and which I lead to say, the one of the biggest takeaways from the first Marigold show was Bozilla and Utami face to face. Bozilla and Utami staring down. Bozilla and Utami throwing chops, throwing smacks, throwing forearms. And I think this being Utami's first title defense, that continuity from the first show to now is something that is meaningful and is going to, I think, be a very, very hard hitting match. And it's also going to be a spot where Utami reminded us who she was through the Dream Star, reminded us who she was as a wrestler with the Sari match. I think this is going to be Utami reminding everybody who she is as someone who leads a promotion, as someone who's the top star, as someone who's the top champion. And I think there's no better choice for that first defense, genuinely not a single better choice than Bozilla. Have Utami right out the gate conquer the woman that has been built in this promotion to be the most dominant, the strongest woman, one of the monster that is almost impossible to tame. Let her conquer Bozilla now and put out the message to everybody on the roster: come get some. If you want this belt, you're gonna have to. You're not gonna be facing a monster. You're gonna be facing the monster beater. You're gonna be facing the woman who has taken down the strongest person in this promotion, who has taken down the person who has made raves in not just in the audience, but throughout, but like not the audience in the arenas, but throughout everyone who's watching the promotion is being heralded, who has been heralded as this dominant force. I put her down, and I put her down definitively. And you're going to have, if you want to step to me, you're going to have to be stronger than that. And I am going to show everybody after the Sari reign that I can make this championship mean just as much, if not more. Because it's a hard reign to follow with Sari's. It's a hard reign to follow. It's a hard champion to follow is Sari. And I think that letting Utami be dominant right off the bat by having Bozilla, this insane, monstrous force, be the first opponent, have Bozilla look really, really great out there. I think that being one of her best singles matches in the promotion in quite some time. I'm really, really excited.
Yeah,
shut up, Bozilla.
I like the callback to the original tag in the first main event of that, inaugural Marigold show. I remember at that time, because obviously they were teasing the title matches. A lot of people thought that first World of Stardom, Marigold World Championship, getting my red belts fucking mixed up there. The first Marigold World Championship, a lot of people thought that was going to be Utami and Bozilla, and obviously they went with Julia and Sari. But I think it's been kind of destiny that we were going to get to this one, and we're finally getting to it. So end of March is definitely one to look forward to. But now that we've covered the number one contenders match, it's time that we get to the bit that I was rushing to a little bit to get into, and that is Darkness Revolution. Because, as I mentioned, we have our first faction in Marigold, and it, of course, comprises of Chiaki and Nagisa Nozaki. They've brought Bozilla in. Megaton's in there as well. But the real...
Damn right.
the real centerpiece here, and I think what we're all very, very excited about the prospect of future developments and where we're going on this journey, is Misa Matsui, of course, has turned heel, joined the dark side, joined Darkness Revolution, and Psycho Speed is the new
Psycho Speed, baby.
Is the new name. I like it a lot. New look. She came out here with a new look, new attitude, and she was the star of the show here. We had a 6-woman tag team match. Chiaki, Nagisa Nozaki, and Misa Matsui defeated Miku Ano, Natsumi Shozuki, and Chika Goto, and this was a lot of fun. As you would expect from the 6 women in the match, but like I say, it was all kind of built around showing off this new side to Misa Matsui, and but before you hear Scott, we kind of talked a little bit about because we were throwing around the idea of Saika Karara going heel, and how a lot of people kind of wrote off the initial turn from Sai Kamatani, and now obviously we've all been proven wrong. We should give things a little bit more time. I think back also this one reminded me that this display from Misa reminded me a lot of an Oedo Tai Starlight Kid in terms of how much she kind of developed into her own her own character and really got to show her personality. I think this role for her is going to be perfect, and I think if they build her up as kind of the star of the show here in this faction. Obviously, Bo Zilla is going to be a big main title challenger, so it's hard to kind of overshadow Bo Zilla. But I think long term for Marigold, Misa Matsui is going to be one hell of a prospect, and also she wasn't on really the main card of that last pay per view. She was in the Rumble. She was the only one of the Actress talents that they brought over that wasn't in any kind of special match. And now all of a sudden fortunes have turned around, and it looks like 2025 could be a real big year for Psycho Speed. So Scott, I know you're also very excited about Misa Matsui's rise. How did you feel about this one?
Misa Matsui is someone that I think this promotion can benefit a lot from pushing. Between her and the previous match's winner, which we'll talk about here in a second, I think they have something interesting in both of them. With Misa Matsui, she was a great babyface. I don't think that is something anyone will disagree on, but she failed 3 times to capture the Superfly title.
Yeah.
And I think pretty much every failure made a lot of sense for her. You watch her walk out now as part of Darkness Revolution, and you see a superstar. It's just a night and day difference. You saw someone who's like, oh, in a couple of years, I could see her rise to the United National title and win it. The moment you saw her walk out like this, you're like, oh my God, sorry, Mai Sakurai, your time might be up soon. That's the type of change that Psycho Speed brings to the table. And I think Misa Matsui as a heel is great because one, she is here to crack people in the head with a chair. And you listen, I'm all behind. If you want to do that, go off. Poor Chica Goto. She'll be okay. But Misa Matsui should be the person being pushed the most, I think, within this group in the long run, because I do think she has a likability to her. I think she has an excitement to her, and obviously she's a great wrestler. I think you make good points. I think the Starlight Kid comparison might be the best one for her. But even so, I think she's quickly showing how good she can be as a heel. Like, she didn't take time. It just makes sense.
Yeah.
So I think that's exciting. And I'm really excited for Misa Matsui. I think she should be getting some big matches moving forward to kind of continue building her up. I'd have her beat Natsumi Shozuki because that was kind of the big match she couldn't win originally. I think that's the singles match that makes the most sense for her to get the win from first and then continue from there. I'm not having her beat like Miku Ano. I'm guessing Miku Ano is probably like Shine Forever or Summer Destiny for Utami Hayashishita. So can't be beating her, but I am getting Misa Matsui ready for a big title match against Mai Sakurai sooner than later because I think Psycho Speed deserves it.
Yeah, we're on the we're on the Psycho Speed train. I think all.
Yeah.
6,
I think you should show the graphic now. You know the graphic I'm talking about. You show it at the end of every show. Just show it now. While 6-Star talks, just show it now. Because I think we get a body.
So I have been a Misa. I have been like a Misa Matsui person since day zero. Since day zero, I absolutely adore her as a wrestler. Now, I have always held her in very high regards and talked constantly from the beginning of Marigold, basically through the Dream Star, through New Year's show, where it's like, this is someone who you're going to see build this great story, build these title belts, who's going to have a rise that's going to be fueled by this charismatic presence and amazing wrestling ability that she holds, and that will develop over time. And I thought, and I said this, and egg on my face. I said this on the last show. I thought that her turning heel would have been a mistake, that it could have taken away from that. Egg on my face. It's completely just moved everything ahead of schedule. Whereas I was once saying, Misa Matsui will win the Superfly. Same with the title, right? I always
yeah, you got it.
I always want to call it the high speed. It's not what it is. The Superfly title. Goodness, we're almost a year in, and here I am still almost calling the Superfly the high speed.
Hey, listen, I called the Red Belt the World of Stardom Championship, so we're all in the same, same boat.
So I was saying, she's gonna have a year-long build to the high speed title, and now I'm saying next pay-per-view, next pay-per-view, she's winning the white belt. I used to say this is a future white belt champion way down the line. No, she's next in line for the white belt, and she is an absolute force to be reckoned with. And overall, Darkness Revolution being the first like proper stable. Oh my goodness, what an amazing group! What great
Nozaki wins again, baby.
Nozaki wins again. What a great collection of wrestlers and Megaton.
Hey, whoa. I mean,
Come on.
You're not wrong, to be. I would not call Megaton a great wrestler.
This was talk about presence, talk about star power. What the Psycho Star was able to do literally upon entering the arena, entering the venue, walking down the ramp to the ring, instant star power. Honestly, I am failing to think of a suitable comparison for this. I don't think I've ever seen such a like instant night and day shift in a wrestler being someone who is great with potential to being an absolute star, just like immediately. Immediately.
That's how they feel about Saya Kamatani, to be fair. A lot of people did not like her pre-heel.
Okay, but to be fair, she was already a star before that.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, it's amazing. And obviously I enjoyed everything surrounding Darkness Revolution, but I actually kind of want to talk about, the three ladies opposite Darkness Revolution. I want to talk about Go Chica, Aono, and Shozuki. Great showings from all three. Shout out Go Chica. Hope you get better soon. That's my, you took one for the team. Aono looked as per usual. Aono was in tremendous form this entire match. Oh my goodness. Aono Psycho Star minutes. See, that is a match.
Psycho Speed, I believe the nickname is.
Psycho Speed. I said Psycho Star. My apologies. Psycho Speed minutes. I keep wanting to call her the Speed Star. This is all new to me. We're all there. Aono, Psycho Speed at the New Year, at the January show next year. It's gonna be great for the white belt. In which Psycho Speed will retain. Sorry to say, Murphs. I adore Aono though. And obviously Shozuki, can't sing her praise enough. Think she's great. And excited for Shozuki and Matsui to have a singles match for Matsui to win and then elevate for a challenge for the white belt, which she will also win.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot to like in this 6-woman tag. Two other matches, but we'll just sort of fly through them. We're going to wrap it up in a moment. We had Naoya Ishikawa, or should I say Gigaton, taking on Megaton. They announced earlier, right before this, that Naoya Ishikawa would not be competing on this card, and then Gigaton walked out, which was incredible. It was a comedy match, nothing more, nothing less, but it was enjoyable and made a little bit more out of somewhat of a nothing match. We also had Rhea Seto and Riara defeating Minami Yuki and Ryoko Sakamura. Not too much to say about this one, apart from the Rhea Seto and Riara pairing. I want to say the youngsters of today. What is it they say? Is it servant cunt? That's what this duo is.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I want to say is what we're getting here.
That got me.
So I like that. I like what we're doing with this duo. So more of that, please. And the only other point to make on Marigold before we wrap this shit up is that Erina Yamanaka made her way out at the start of this show, introduced herself to the crowd, and it looks like she's going to be in and around Marigold moving forward. Of course, Erina Yamanaka, probably best known for Best Body Japan Pro Wrestling. I believe we've also seen it pop up in Actress and a couple other places here and there. I also want to say I read a little bit of the newest edition of the Joshi Informer, which you can all go and check out right now. And I read, I did actually not know this, but Aaron Yamanaka had the BBJ title for over 800 days. So we've signed Roman Reigns. So this is big, people. This is big. I don't know much else. I've seen her throw a few cool kicks, but I'm on board. So any thoughts on Aaron Yamanaka joining the roster?
This is very exciting. I think she is an exciting prospect and addition and a much needed one. I'll admit she walked out. I didn't really know who she was, but I was like, all right, we got a hooper. I was like, we're in.
What about these? We need to fleshing out the roster. So
she just presented herself like a star. And they showed her multiple times during the Mai Sakurai Chen Yoda match, which I found very interesting. So if they're creating a unit, she feels like the obvious third member to me. To join them. I was like, yeah, that moves me. I'm excited to see what she brings to the table, though. New names are exciting. And it seems like, especially because Best Body doesn't really run that much. She's gonna just be involved with Marigold plenty. So yeah, it's always good to see a new name. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's also fun to see when they bring these new talents in, where exactly they slot. Like I said, we're not all super familiar with Eleanor's work, but if we see kind of what talent she's in there beating or not beating from day one, we'll kind of get a good feel for where she's going to slot in. Six, any thoughts on Eleanor before we kind of close out?
Nothing new that you guys didn't say. I'm relatively unfamiliar but excited. She has a great look. She has a great look. So I'm excited. To see what she does.
Fresh faces.
I got some homework to do with some wrestling matches to watch of hers.
Oh yeah, for sure. Now, unless anyone has any last minute things they want to get in there, I think it's time that we get to the all important part of the show. We had a little brief moment of it. We talked about Darkness Revolution and Misa Matsui, but Gold Star Grapplers of the week. So as we flashed the graphic up a little bit earlier, the collective Gold Star Grappler of the week we're going to say is Psycho Speed Misa Matsui. I think everyone can agree. She is the star of this.
First of many Gold Star Grapplers.
I want to say probably I believe previous Gold Star Grappler from 6-star, but the first collective. So I would not be surprised if she has that a few more times this year.
I bought my stocks in Actress Girls. And here we are today.
They're gonna come in. They're gonna pay dividends this year. 6, you're up first. Hit us with your individual.
It's been a great week for wrestling, and so it was really hard to pick a Gold Star Grappler this week. So I had to go with besides Psycho Speed, who I thought was just the greatest and most emblematic representative of what it means to be a fighter in Japan. And I have to give it to the all-time GOAT, the strongest, no one better. I'm giving it to Son Goku, my Gold Star Grappler of the week. So good. It alliterates Gold Star Grappler Goku. Gold Star Grappler Son Goku. Oh my goodness. GSSG. Oh.
Cooking.
Oh. Anyways, that's my Gold Star Grappler. Shout out. I don't want to do any spoilers, but great stuff in the newest episode of Daima. Really promising prospect.
I like that pick. I like when we venture outside the confines of it. We've done it a couple of times, but we venture outside of wrestling. We raise some interesting results. Scott, hit us with your individual Gold Star Grappler this week.
I almost popped myself with Johnny Lawrence because Cobra Kai ended this week. But I didn't. No, I'm going to do Chen Yona. She had a great performance, and I specifically found the greatest picture of all time for you guys to use in the post. She's doing like a superhero landing. She's doing like a superhero landing, and I was like, that I have to. Like I just have to. So yeah, I'm picking Chen Yona for my.
I love that pick. We all want to see more Chan Yota in 2025, and if it's in a Marigold ring, then even better. My Gold Star Grappler of the week is going to be no surprise if you've tuned in for the full show, and if you just know anything about me. My Gold Star Grappler is the final boss people's champion, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, for two things.
If
Actually,
you
not just one,
smell.
for two reasons. Obviously, the big one. Obviously, the big one is that he's going to be on SmackDown tonight. Announced only last night, and it looks like the show has been torn apart. I think Mania plans have been torn apart. We're also Mania, because the Mania plans were looking a little bit spooky. So
Philip
people were
Brooks.
with a
Philip
triple threat.
Brooks. Pack it up.
There was a triple threat that was on the card at one point. And I don't know if it's going to be there anymore. And yes, CM Punk may no longer get his WrestleMania main event. The Rock is certainly going to get a WrestleMania event if he's announcing that he's competing. I don't know how they're going to get there because there's an elimination chamber match, but maybe he's going to put himself in the elimination. I don't fucking know. Who cares? Dwayne's back, but he's also probably going to announce Mania next year in New Orleans, but that's minor. The other reason that he's in here is because he's in the fucking Scorsese film, which is a crazy, crazy career turnaround. I said this to Montel when because that film, obviously, the news broke for that before the SmackDown news.
Hell of a 1-2 punch, though.
And I said, is Dwayne entering his prime? Because he's got the A24 Smashing Machine film coming up. And it looks pretty solid. Looks pretty solid. Now he's in a Scorsese film with DiCaprio and all these, but it looks like a bit of a gangster film. I'm interested.
The fact that Hollywood saw Black Adam and said, "What if we gave him the best roles of his career now?"
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. So he's hitting he's entering his prime, and he's coming back. How can I not?
That's the game plan, though.
He's doing his thing. He put out the video earlier in the day that he was like, "I'm going to do all the shit that I said one day about. I'm doing it now." And he fucking called up Martin Scorsese and got a deal done. So, how can I not, give him his props?
Shout out to the final boss.
Shout out to Dwayne. Shout out to Chan Yosa. Shout out to Son Goku. And shout out to Collector Photographer of the Week, Misa Matsui, Speed, Psycho Speed. What a roster. It's always an incredible lineup of Gold-Star grapplers. Thank you, everyone, for watching today's podcast. Before we get out of here, any plugs from anyone? Six, I know you're not really on the Twitter.
No, real quick. I can give it real quick.
You are popping up on pods.
So follow at Goldstar Podcast. I make the majority of the tweets on there. So if you're interacting with the Goldstar Podcast Twitter account, you're probably interacting with me. I was on a YouTube video that came out this week for Mayu Iwatani's birthday on none other than Scott E Wrestling's own YouTube channel, where we reviewed the Dream Star tag match of Mayu Iwatani and Siri versus Veni and Chihiro Hashimoto. So you should give that match a watch, and you should give that video a watch. It's a really great time. And I also featured on Novi's Dynamite preview. We didn't really talk much about Dynamite preview, but so if you watch Dynamite and you're like, why would I need to watch a preview? You should still listen to it and watch that VOD. It's super great. There's a few run-ins. It was a really, really great show and had a really big, really, really fun time. So if you want to hear more of me and Novi and some other lovely guests that appeared on that, you should give that a listen to. And also, I say again, at Goldstar Podcast, and don't forget to like and comment and subscribe on this stream.
Love it, Scott. Any plugs for you? One of the hardest.
Yeah, I'm gonna get through these quick. Gonna get through these really quick. The JoshiInformer.substack.com weekly newsletter each and every Friday. We got results, reviews, news, anything you need to know in the world of Joshi is on that newsletter each and every week. Do not miss it. YouTube.com/@ScottEWrestling. I have an interview over there with Hayan right now. If you want to learn more about the Marvelous Dojo, Chigusa Ngai, Miyamono, awesome stuff. Hayan's great. My podcast, if you want to talk more about Joshi, 5-Star Joshi Show, also up over there. And I think that's it. I think I got it all really, really quickly. Thank you for having me back. I know I was kicked off last show. It's fine. I'm happy to finally return to the Gold Star. Happy to kind of have 3 shows already this year. Maybe we can be back soon again. There's a couple things coming up. Obviously, April's a big month, so I'm sure we'll have a big time then. And the New Japan Cup's coming, and Cinderella tournament's coming. So I'm sure we'll be busy in the next couple weeks as well.
Yeah, we're trying to do more this year. A lot of it is going to be dictated by what is going on in Japan. But like you said, if there's big stuff coming up, then you're going to see more of us. So stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. Like the video. When we end the video, if you can leave a comment. If anyone has any ideas for comments, I don't know. Do you think Sayaka Kurara will join Hate? Do you think she should join Hate? Maybe.
Another one. Everyone comment your favorite thing about Psycho Speed Misa Matsui.
Yes. Let's get the propaganda going in the comments. And lastly, obviously, you can follow me down here at Jamie Ross WP, and also follow Respirus on Twitter. That is going to do it for us. Thank you all for watching. Stay tuned for the next one. See you later.